Hi there and hello. Welcome to Tapping Tuesday. Today we are going to be talking about something that I have been putting off, to be honest, sharing. And that really is my story of coming to EFT. And I definitely am going to be addressing a very specific group of people, which I will name later on. Hopefully they will be able to self-identify with my story. So I think that EFT found me versus the other way around. I was in a very, very tough season of life a few years ago, and I basically was at a point where I felt like I just need to feel better in some way. And EFT ended up being my lifeline, the thing I didn't know that I needed, and it totally transformed my life. So why did I need it so badly? Well, I was in an 8-year marriage, and it was rocky from beginning to end. And I did not realize until nearly the end of it that I was experiencing some pretty high levels of emotional neglect and abuse. And for a while, I tried to deny it to myself, and it didn't really work very well. So over the years, over this span of 8 years, I noticed that my self-esteem and my confidence just plummeted. Like literally, they were not even on the floor, they were in the basement. I became very withdrawn, just a shell of myself, and overall a very sad person. So to think of it now, I just feel so badly for the old me because that was a horrible place to be. And even before COVID, I found myself self-isolating in a way. As I said, I withdrew, and that really extended to my support network as well. My relationship with my immediate family suffered. I felt, I think, very embarrassed and unsure of how to say, look, my relationship isn't working and I don't know what to do and I don't know how to fix it. And so I didn't say anything, right? I said, oh, we're fine. Everything's great. Of course, that wasn't true. And the idea of fixing it, right? So this is probably different for many people, but speaking for myself, I felt very much like I made this choice, I made this commitment. I am committed to making it work, right? I'm going to just be patient, and after XYZ happens, then things will get better. I made excuse after excuse, and I just felt worse and worse, and it had impacts on my health. I found myself trying to feel better by over exercising and under eating. So my weight, I ended up being underweight, and I lost my period for a number of years. I was having trouble sleeping. I noticed that my pulse was always really high, and just a lot of physiological issues that were accompanying this abuse that I didn't realize was going on in the first place. The biggest physical thing that was, I guess, noticeable to me was this physical anxiety that was in my chest. Always. It was my baseline. And if you're familiar with the phrase or the sensation of walking on eggshells, that was it. And I didn't even realize that I had this feeling, this anxiety, until it was gone. Like that's how normalized it had become. And even after I realized what was really going on, that there was emotional abuse and neglect happening, I stayed in the relationship. Why did I do that, right? Well, the discomfort that I was experiencing was less than the fear of the unknown, right? Of going off and starting this new life for myself. Because for the past decade, I had been with this one person. We had a life together, and basically everything is crumbling. So it was a really challenging time in my life. And I don't wish it on anyone, but it's really important to talk about because emotional neglect and abuse can be so subtle. It's very hard to detect, but I think, and I don't have a statistic to back this up, but I feel fairly strongly that it is much more prevalent than we like to admit. And people don't like to talk about it because there's a level of shame there, right? I mean, well, why did you stay with that person if they were treating you badly? It's not so easy as that. And I just want to highlight this because I know there are so many women out there who are going through the same thing or have experienced some emotional neglect or abuse that are still dealing with the consequences of it. And I just want to address you directly right now and say that there is a way for you to transform that anxiety, that fear, that self-doubt into confidence and self-worth and trust so that you don't have to feel like you're not worthy anymore. You don't have to feel like a shell of yourself, like you are frozen, that you don't have the wide range of emotions that you used to have. You can feel excited about life again and do things that you feel passionate about. And I just want to send out the message that EFT could be that lifeline for you too. It's not for everyone, I'll admit, but it's absolutely something that has transformed my life 180 degrees. And I feel so strongly about this that now it's my mission to reach women survivors of emotional neglect and abuse to help them rebuild their self-esteem, their self-worth, self-confidence, and trust so that they can shine bright no matter what life brings them. Because we all deserve to feel good in our bodies and our relationships and be confident and happy with who we are. So I just want to be, I guess, an example of how it's possible to heal from this kind of abuse. And I would strongly encourage you to reach out if you have questions or concerns or you're interested in how EFT can help you. I don't have any tapping planned for today. If you'd like, we can just do a tap and talk as we wrap this up here. But mainly I just wanted to share that, you know, I have this personal experience with going through emotional neglect and abuse, and it's something that's really hard to admit once you know that it's going on, and also it's something that is difficult to pinpoint, to be able to say, yes, this is what's happening to me, until after the fact. And that's how it was for me. I had the thought of, if only I had known, if I had known these red flags, these warning signs, maybe this wouldn't have happened. Is that true? Maybe, maybe not. But knowledge is power. So the more we know, the more informed we are, the better prepared we are to handle situations. So just trying to pay it forward, spread the love, spread the knowledge, and let you know that you are not alone, and you are worthy, and you do matter, and you deserve to feel good and feel happy. So again, share this with someone who maybe could use this. And again, reach out if you have questions or you just need someone to talk it out with. I'm happy to tap along with you and help you in whatever way that I can. So a little bit of a more serious Tapping Tuesday, but in some cases it's necessary. So until next week, take care and keep shining.